Yo, what is going on, Steeler Nation? We're back with Steel Factory Podcast episode 220, 2023 or 2022 season in review. We'll be breaking down the full season, going game by game, going in through position grades for the team. And I'm joined by my co-hosts.
What's going on?
What's up?
Congratulations, Junior, on the engagement. I'm sure that's why you're wearing aviators. We'll look forward to that next year. But as for right now, we're looking at 2022 and how this fucking season went. Lot of downs, some ups. But I'm optimistic, cautiously optimistic going into next year. I don't know how you guys feel.
I feel alright.
I feel alright.
Yeah.
All right.
I could see another similar season in terms of record.
I would. We were pretty much spot on. I think we said we'd go 10-7, but then that was not even thinking that TJ would miss half the year pretty much. You know what I mean? So I'm sure he's good for one more game. We pretty much would have been spot on. All the people that were like, 5-12. I know some of us on the show wanted us to go 5-12 just for the sake of, the rebuild.
Most of us on the show.
All right, two thirds of us.
I predicted 11-6 at the beginning of the season,
but as soon as shit hit the fan and TJ got injured, you're like, yeah, let's just throw it in 5-12, fuck it. A lot of the people that are that predicted us to have like 6 wins, they thought this would be Tomlin's first losing season. Now they're the people saying that Tomlin should get Coach of the Year for his efforts, but I'm in the middle. But yeah, let's recap the year now. Starting off week 1, that we beat the Bengals in overtime 23-20. That was just the absolute that what a show the defense gave us that game. What do you guys remember from that game?
TJ just looking like completely on another level. He looked like a man amongst boys.
He picked up right where he left off. Then he fucking tore the pec, or partially tore the pec that game. Do we want to get into the offense at this point of the year? I mean, I feel like it's just pretty irrelevant going into next year, right? Just how it looked with Mitch. I mean, you had Chase Claypool still playing a big role. I guess you talk about how Najee looked terrible and then he got better after the injury, right?
It's like talking about your preseason guys still.
That's what it felt like, honestly. I guess until Kenny came in.
I think until the Buccaneers game.
I'd say so, yeah. Chase got traded at the bye week, right? Yeah, all right, we'll get into that. Yeah. All right, so going on week 2, this is the game, one of the games I wish we had back. We lost the Patriots 17-14 in our home opener. I don't remember much from this game. I guess it's just a blur, especially just how boring the offense looked. But I do remember the Gunner muff. Gunner was still our punt returner at this point of the year, right? And he muffed it. And the Patriots got set up, and that was a go-ahead score, I believe.
That play on the long touchdown pass from Mike.
Oh, and Akello got fucking burned. He got mossed. Right? That was that game, right? Yeah. Dude, I completely forgot about Akello. When did he go out? He missed more than half the year, right? Was that Eagles game the last game he played? Shit. But then again, yeah, TJ could have easily been the difference maker in this game. And then we had that Thursday night game against the Browns. Another game, honestly. What the fuck? 29-17? I don't remember it being like a blowout, was it?
Or towards the end.
Was that a trash garbage time? Whatever. Point being is we averaged 16 points at this point. Not good enough. We thought these were the games we should have had too, especially early on, because these guys were just not that good. We had the Browns. I mean, I thought the Browns looked better with Jacoby Brissett than Deshaun Watson, right?
Especially Deshaun Watson has been a cancer for that offense, dude.
A cancer.
He makes he made everyone look worse.
And then this is a Thursday nighter, and then at this point we were just really hoping Kenny would finally come in, and when they to give him the mini bye week, the extra days to prepare for his first start against the Jets. Didn't end up being his first start, but it did end up being the first time he saw action. People are gonna highlight those 3 picks he threw that game, and those ended up being like a third of all the interceptions he threw this year. This one was on the defense though, I believe. Just looking back at how Zach Wilson's doing right now. He is gonna be talking to his grandkids about that fourth quarter, because that's probably the best he's ever looked in his career, and I'm in shambles. Another game we wish we would have had it back, and then I guess we could just go past. This is where we really started to really hit the fan. We lost 38-3 against the Bills. I mean, what can you say at this point? We're thinking, okay, this is how we stack up against contenders. This was Kenny's first ever overall start, and it was
addictive,
embarrassing. Anything to add on to this?
No.
But yeah, the turnaround against the Bucks, I believe Kenny got a concussion in this game. Mitch came in, and I guess he jump started Claypool's trade value, which we're grateful for. Come out on top of that game, and then we had the Miami game, which we went to. That was a fun weekend, and that was almost like a crazy ass comeback. Kenny just wasn't on the same page with Deontay at the end there. But I think our defense did look really good against Tua in that second half, and you started to see what the defense could be. But at the same time, too, they dropped so many interceptions that game, and that easily could have been the difference. Again, still no TJ. And then we went to play the Eagles, another embarrassment. I think it's the last game TJ missed, right? And then we were going into the bye week 2-6.
Yeah.
What happened?
That was like just lose every game, honestly. At
that point, yeah, sending in. Yeah, we're at the bye week at this point. We traded Chase Claypool, and I was like, if we genuinely suck, fuck it, let's get a top 5 pick, because we need the draft capital. We need to be able to get these players in the draft, because we're honestly not that very good, and the OC needed to go. Still feel the same way. Then coming out of the bye week, the run game really just came alive, and I think that's probably the high point of this year, especially Jalen Warren. We knew we had an animal in Najee, but to have another guy like Jalen Warren, almost like a 2-headed monster, to help him out there was really sick. And then we started to see that come alive post bye week. We just started beating up on a bunch of mediocre teams here, but at least it's good to know that we're not that. I guess we're better than mediocre. We're average, and I guess that's just where we've been. I guess that's what you could consider average, right? Especially in the league right now, like average will get you, I guess, 8-8, and just depending on how other teams are that year, you'll get into the playoffs.
Yeah,
I think we could probably add 2 wins next season.
Yeah, and adding 2 wins, would we compete for the division? What did the Bengals end up with? 12 wins?
Yeah, but they probably would have won the Bills game, I think.
That's true. But I'll take us to Bengals. This one was mostly on the defense. This is the most points they let up. Post bye week, 37 to Joe Burrow, and this is really the best quarterback they faced post bye week, and it's another thing that'll catch your eye, because we played 3 really good quarterbacks, I'd say, this year. We played Burrow twice, Josh Allen, and then you could throw in Jalen Hurts or Tua.
Tua's not good.
Tua's not good. But Tua.
He was good at the time.
Tua was good. We played a post. After the first 2 concussions, right? And then he took like 2 weeks off.
He was good within the offense. I wouldn't say he was good overall. That makes sense.
And the Bengals had a good, or the Dolphins had a good offense.
They have a good system. Burrow's just Joe Burrow though, and I mean, hopefully we can figure him out. I don't know.
Is Lamar a good quarterback?
We didn't even play him this year.
Yeah,
But is he a good quarterback?
he's good within the system.
I guess that's the best way to categorize it, right? Describe it. He's good within the system.
I mean, even if you think Lamar's elite, since he only gives you like 9 games, he still like comes back down to average, right? Because
It averages out, huh? He averages out to being average.
You get all the stats to the mean. He's just average.
Then we really started to see Kenny grow in this Colts Monday night game. I believe the defense kind of let up a little bit and we were down at one point, and Kenny had his like, I guess they call it his first fourth quarter drive, comeback drive, because we were down at one point and he put up a fourth quarter touchdown, and then he had that nice 2-point conversion to George Pickens. That was awesome to see. Then we beat up on the Falcons. I'm not really going to go over that. And then we saw that we had this Ravens game where Kenny had a second concussion. Mitch came in, threw 3 picks, and we lost to Anthony Brown on the Ravens. That was embarrassing. I'm pretty sure Boswell had a field goal blocked, which could have been the difference in this game as well. And I guess this is another game you wish he had back. Mitch started this Panthers game. You really just saw the run game just take over in this game, which was actually pretty encouraging because I believe the Panthers had a decent run defense, or they had just been controlling it in the weeks prior. And then fast forward to my favorite game this season. It was awesome to be there. I think we hadn't made an episode at this point, right? Since right? That was awesome. It was fucking cold at Acrisure, but seeing that game-winning drive by Kenny was fucking awesome, and the whole atmosphere with the Franco Harris retirement. That was an awesome game. Like Tomlin said, it was a grow-up moment, and I was just, I mean, that was at that point that was what we were looking for. We didn't think we still had a shot at the playoffs. We just needed a lot of things to go right just for us to get to the end of the year and still be in it. But that was awesome. What was it like? Were you guys watching that game? I think it was Christmas Eve, right?
Yeah, it's fucking sick, dude. Opening
I can't take you seriously with the glasses.
That was a really good game.
It was a good game, man.
I felt like it went by really quick watching it live.
That game was a fucking slug fest. That shit was slow.
I was kind of getting worried it would be like that because of how cold it was, and it ended up being so. And small hands, Kenny Pickett, those hands were big enough to throw that game winner. And that was a fucking, I mean, it wasn't a hard throw, but he was making some hard throws to get to that position.
I think the hard throw came against the Ravens.
Oh yeah, let's get into it. Another slugfest, and how you wouldn't want it any different against the Ravens. I gotta watch with Chewy side by side, holding hands. I don't know, we're kicking back. We gotta watch this game together. This is like the only game we watched together, right, this year?
We watched the Ravens game, the second one.
Oh yeah, first one. Oh, that was fucking Mitch. Yeah, this was fuck, man. What we were down like 13-3 at one point going into the fourth, I believe.
We were down.
Halftime 13-3, something like that. We're down double digits, I remember. And then fuck, and then not just come back, but to have back-to-back fourth quarter drives going into the last minute and then getting the touchdowns. That was fucking awesome. And I guess at this point, you could just really, that's how I would describe Kenny's rookie year. A good system quarterback playing up in a terrible system that just went clutch when we needed him to be. You know what I mean? He proved he's a winner. You want the stats to be better though. And I guess that's just system stuff. But yeah, the last Browns game, it was good to have a game like that where it looked like we were just in control, moving the ball when we wanted to. Again, I think we just fucking suck in the red zone still. You still saw that, the growing pains. But yeah, fuck the Jets. Fuck Joe Flacco. We could be talking about us going into Buffalo to get dad dicked again. But yeah, that's our season recap, season in review. Any other remarks before we get into position grades?
No, I mean, I still think we could have added 2 more wins. Easy. Lots of games in here where it's just like
The Ravens
coin
game for
flips.
sure is one.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
3 games. And yeah, it's probably for the best. I mean, we end up with the 17th pick. What we do with it, who knows? Shout out to the Bears. Shout out to Chase Claypool. That 32nd pick sitting nice in the pocket of Omar Khan. We'll see what we'll do with it, man. Do you guys really value like that 32nd pick? Like, where are you guys with that? Do you think? Because I guess it is technically a first rounder. Because it is a 32nd pick, but it is the first pick of the second round. Where are you with that? As Chewy steps away. Fuck, it must have been a shitty question.
Do you want to edit out?
No, you can do it. You. This is all you, man.
All right, where am I with that? I mean, fuck, we could use it to trade up into the top 10 and then pick a serious difference maker. It's a lot of value there.
Moving our
Chewy,
current 17th and our 32nd
Chewy,
into the top 10.
I was just telling Jan that we should use our 32nd pick and our 17th to trade up for Bryce Stroud.
Bryce Stroud.
That'd be a crazy move.
Is that? I think you'd have to throw on another pick still to even get to that top 5.
He'd have to get higher unless one of them fell on draft night, but I don't think that's gonna happen.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like I don't know where I sit in the draft. I guess there's a lot of free agency to go along. And you really saw that last year too. You really felt like a lot of our needs shifted after free agency because we have guys we want to keep. We'll get into it at a later episode. But for now, let's go into the position grades and assess with our expert analysis on how our team performed. Should we start with the offense or the defensive side of the ball? Offense first. Okay. We'll start with quarterback. I guess talking about Mitch is irrelevant going forward. We'll talk about where we are with him, I guess, as a backup next year, where he's under contract still. But Kenny, I want to hear Chewy's take, because I'll pump shine all day about Mr. Pickett, the pickler. Let's hear it, Chewy.
His grade?
Yeah, where you sit with him, and it's like, did you see progression through the year? Did you see improvement? Did you see growth?
I think if you're grading him as a rookie quarterback, I'd give him a B+. If you're grading him just as a quarterback, a C+.
See, I was gonna say B-, just overall, not any curve or anything.
I don't know. Rookie quarterbacks haven't really looked good.
Like ever,
At least
right?
the last few years. Yeah. So I mean, I expected that he would look like poise in the pocket, especially as an older quarterback for a rookie.
Yeah.
I think he was really good outside of like when the play broke down. I was really impressed by that.
The
Inside the
Browns
pocket,
game, especially, I felt like we ended up in these like 3rd-and-8, 3rd-and-10 situations, and he'd move the pocket, and he did whether with Deontay or whoever. That Ravens game too, especially when he went weak side too. Not off platform, but across his body, some throws. One of them to Freiermuth, I believe, in that Ravens game was fucking awesome. Does he have like the best arm strength? No, but he can make the throws.
I think
he's accurate too, especially.
Yeah. I mean, I think if you gave him a really good offense, like similar to the 49ers or even the Dolphins, I think he could be like he could win you a Super Bowl easily.
Yeah, a lot of it is system. Canada is not good. We'll get into Canada later, but I guess that'll segue into the next one. Or does Junior Hunter to add about Kenny? The middle ground here.
I basically agree with Dusty. Like, I didn't think he looked like a Herbert, where after his first season that this is the fucking guy.
Yeah.
But he also didn't look like dog shit like a lot of other rookie QBs do. Like there's a lot of times where it's like wow, like this guy just does not get better as the year has gone
I
on.
would say I think Pickett will, at his peak, will probably be like in that 10 to 12 range of top quarterbacks. That's where he'll be at.
And that'll be good enough to win a Super Bowl. What I'm looking for, is are you gonna win games when you put the ball in your hands? Because you look at guys like, I don't know, fucking, who are some like system guys, and then when the shit's not going their way and they have the game on the line, they just don't come through. I guess Tannehill, Carr. Can you throw Jimmy G in there?
Jimmy G, yeah. We'll see how they do with Purdy.
But yeah, it's just stuff like that, and the composure. I guess he's still a fucking rookie. I don't care if you're 24 years old. If you're a rookie, you're in the NFL. It's hard to keep composure and stay calm in the huddle, delivering like that. From what we've heard from like the O-line and other guys on the team, they never really lost faith. When it came to stuff like that, they never doubted themselves, and that's good. Confidence is everything. But yeah, let's go into running backs now. Is Najee, are you able to justify spending a first on Najee after the second half of the year once he finally got healthy? That's the question I want to come out with.
No.
I don't agree with it at all.
I like him. I like him, but still, the first round pick is killer, man.
I like him. I don't have to agree with the choice.
The pick?
I didn't agree with the Pickett choice. I like him. But it's a quarterback, so you always take a chance on a quarterback.
I guess just in this day and age, running backs are just not worth the first round pick. Even if Najee, I mean, yeah, he's won his games too. That was an awesome catch against the Ravens. I didn't think he had fucking hands like that. He got open too, and that was on Roquan Smith, who just got that fucking fat ass overpaid contract.
Should have got paid more.
He think?
Is Lamar gone now?
Dude, that's interesting.
The NFL teams there's always math that you could pull off for a quarterback.
Math.
The salary cap is fake once you get down to
it. Salary cap's a fucking myth.
Just roll shit over, cut some guy here, give him a guarantee.
Pretty much, fool.
If they wanted to sign Lamar, they would do it. Basically,
that's not the problem. I don't think him being injured probably helps him.
I don't want to get into conspiracies, but I don't think he's injured. I just think he just doesn't want to fucking play for them anymore.
Dude, that Ravens offense is dog shit. They had no receivers.
Go back to Florida.
Miami. I
imagine
think
Lamar
he could excel in that Dolphins system. That's interesting.
They could build a crazy offense for him.
Fuck, that would be sick.
For your fantasy team,
Imagine.
I would pick Lamar in a heartbeat.
I guess we could talk about Lamar since we're on the concept of running backs right now too.
Yeah.
Najee, he's a wide receiver, but
they should have put him at receiver. Najee's looked good. I guess we go grades. I guess we'll talk about a little about Jalen Warren. What a find he has been. Little Austin Eckler, Austin Eckler light. Walmart Austin Eckler.
Really agree.
He's been good, man. I think if we end up keeping Najee for a long time, it'll be because Jalen Warren was able to prolong his career and didn't have to play every fucking down like he did last year. So yeah, we go into grades then. How are we grading the running backs?
I'll give us like a B.
B.
I'm gonna go C plus.
I was gonna say B minus. Yeah, damn.
I was gonna say B plus. Just because I really like Jalen Warren.
I'm getting.
Well, I mean, like, what you give like an A, you think like fucking Saquon or Josh Jacobs or fucking like McCaffrey, dude. You think of like guys that are like studs.
I'm thinking of both of them, and I guess recency bias just because how good they've been since December. But yeah, at the end of the day, I think no matter how well Kenny has been, if we end up keeping Matt Canada back, it's because of how the run game was able to fucking work finally. And I think, but honestly, that goes to the O-line coach. We're not going to talk about positional coaches, but the online coach was really fucking good. I guess we'll segue to O-line here. What a job for them. They were facing the most like scrutiny in preseason at the beginning of the year. And the way they figured it out. And honestly, I was shocked. Whenever the PFF grades would come up and you're just like, okay, these guys are actually doing pretty good. What else have you guys seen?
I mean, yeah, they turned it around, dude. They put it together by the end of it, and I think we've heard before that a lot of O-line stuff, or a lot of the O-line performance is just like chemistry and being able to like have guys with you
Having
for
continuity.
a long amount of time. Yeah, continuity, and we were it's so fucking rare for teams to have like one O-line all year, just because of how
they all started every game. It's insane. Yeah.
So I mean, I'm pretty sure that plays a huge part in it. But yeah, they turned it around. They look decent. They still want pieces over there, right? Like our left tackle and stuff.
There's room for improvement for sure. And yeah, I think the left tackle needs to be emphasized this offseason. Going with the grades, I'll give them a B+ as well with the running backs.
I'll give them a B.
Same here. Yeah.
Actually, I'll go to a B. I feel like pass protection could have been better. I'll go to B.
I was expecting a C- to begin the year, so
right.
That's pretty solid.
And I guess that leaves, pass catchers, wide receivers, and tight ends. How are we looking? How's that Deontay contract still looking, guys?
It looks fine.
It's fine.
Are you paying
Christian Kirk? Dude, Christian Kirk got like $20 million, and he's like not even that good.
Yeah, we're not tied to him for that long, and I guess that makes it an interesting trade chip. I don't know if the Steelers will even think about that. But $18 million and not catch a touchdown, man. That easily could have been a fumble in that Browns game on Sunday too. I feel like that could have been easily a fumble. I think he had like 10 targets too, and only had 2 catches against the Browns too. I know a lot of it probably Kenny was probably trying to force feed him. He wanted to get him that touchdown. I could see that also. I don't know. George Pickens though, what a fucking guy. How did he fall to us at 50, 52? And
I'm glad he tore his ACL, man.
I'm glad he has those character issues, huh? Jeez, what a fucking dog. And honestly, I think this was the most exciting part of this year. But the thing I'm looking forward to the most next year too is seeing the growth in the Pickett to Pickens connection next year. Who else? Freiermuth. He's underutilized. I mean, you could even say the same about Pickens. They got to get him more catches, more targets. Connor Hayward. I mean, I'm talking about the third string tight end here. I want to shout out the really good catch he had too in the Browns game.
Shout out to Zach Gentry for all those amazing screens.
Yeah, after that Colts game, I didn't think he ever had another one.
I feel bad for him because he's not calling the play.
Like, you want me?
Are you sure?
Are you sure?
Yeah.
I would have just fucking dropped it, dude. If I was him, like, fuck that. I don't want this shit.
Would have been a better play.
Yeah. I mean, I think at this point though, like, who's our third receiver? It's Steven Sims. Do I even bring him into this conversation?
This is why I don't agree with the take of trading Deontay for picks, because we don't have any other receivers.
That's why we end up with Jordan Addison.
I know, but like, even if we pick another receiver, you still have Pickens as a sophomore and then another rookie.
Yeah, I don't want to see like Gunner. I mean, Steven Sims is good at like 5, but I don't want to see like Gunner or Miles Boykin in, because like it's like, okay, once they're in, it's like, oh, it's so obvious we're gonna run the ball here too. Look at our personnel. I don't know what Calvin Austin will bring next year. At the same time too, it's like, what do you expect from him? He was a 4th rounder. He's 5'8". I don't see him being more than a gadget guy. Another jet sweep guy, who knows? Can we throw Derek Watt into this picture too? I know he had, I think he had his like second touchdown of the year, against the Browns. That was a rushing though, huh? I guess it should have been the running backs. But yeah, where are we giving our pass catchers, tight ends, and receivers here?
B minus.
I might go C plus, but I think that has to do more with the offense and talent.
I'm going a rounded B minus, like a 79.97.
Like you emailed the professor on.
Yeah, like yeah, to get the B minus. And that's really just because Deontay was supposed to be our number one, and it's like it drops the running backwards here, man. Yeah, he's the one getting the B minus. I mean, I guess you can't say he didn't put in minimal effort, but yeah, George Pickens carried the project here, the class grade, the group project grade.
Dropping Claypool improved the grade as well.
Yeah, you definitely saw Freiermuth get more targets and Pickens. Yeah, once you texted the professor and you were just like, yeah, this guy's not contributing. Can we get him off the group? And that was Claypool in the middle of the year.
Fuck, if you think about it, between Pickens and Deontay, they combined for fucking 3 touchdowns all year, dude.
Terrible.
I thought Pickens had his 4th, I believe. Did Pickens? I think he had his 4th against the Browns.
Oh, you have the lead. The Steelers have the least amount of passing touchdowns.
Yeah, there was only like 12 between Kenny and Mitch.
That's terrible. That's
yeah.
That's
oh my god.
Yeah. This is a good segue. We're giving Matt Canada an F minus, right? All around here.
Unfortunately, I'm gonna give him a D minus, and that might keep his job.
This is where I start to question Mike Tomlin here. If he's, I mean, you could throw in the Roonies aren't gonna pay a guy to sit on the couch next year.
Dude, the fucking Roonies are a bunch of brokies. Take a page out of Andrew Tate's book. Become top G's. Highest in sports.
All right, let's go through it. I guess we'll go the D line, linebackers, secondary, right? For defense, D line. How we feeling? How we feeling about the D line here? Cam Hayward, another double-digit sack season. I think it's his 3rd, and apparently that's the most double-digit sack seasons by a Steeler defensive lineman ever. Congrats to him. He's getting older though. I think this should be another point of emphasis in the offseason. Overall grade though.
B plus.
B plus. I'll go B.
Yeah.
Are you including the pass rushing, or are you doing linebackers?
Linebackers are separate, which is it's gonna be weird because the pass rushers are good, but then the middle linebackers are fucking terrible.
As a pass rush, I would give us an A minus.
Pass rush A minus. Yeah, I mean, what Highsmith ended up with like 14.5.
With TJ healthy, you probably get an A plus.
Yeah. Middle linebackers. Middle linebackers terrible.
Fucking Miles Jack and
I'll go F for that one. That's F for sure.
I'll go D, just because.
Our fucking
actually, no way. It's hard to get D minus. It's hard, dude. It's like, okay, our run defense is not bad, but it's like the linebackers they're not doing jack shit. Miles Jack was okay for most of the year.
He got worse though.
Yeah, he definitely did as the year went on. Devin Bush is so bad. Robert Spillane has to play the whole fucking game. I guess you could be a little bit excited about Mark Robinson, but I think he's still a year or two away from being like not even close to a starter, but just in getting snaps. But yeah, moving on to the secondary that led the league in interceptions. This is really interesting because our corners, I think Junior, you said they're fucking terrible. I thought they were average at best. We weren't playing a lot of good quarterbacks this year, but you could only play who's on your schedule. How are we feeling about them?
I think Sutton's fucking good. Like we need to
re-sign him. That's number one on my book.
I can do without Witherspoon.
Pierre's a young guy that I don't even know if he was drafted. He might be undrafted. I don't know where he is. Oh really?
We're playing with like a bunch of number 4 cornerbacks.
What's Millette? Where are you guys? Where are you sitting on Millette? Is he a dime corner for you guys too?
If he's your backup dime, that's cool. What? That's not a bad take.
You're fourth, right? Um,
Well, I mean, if Sutton moves outside and you have to put someone in there, then
yeah.
Should we draft a top dog fucking corner to keep Sutton in the slot all the time?
I want a corner in the first round. I think where we're picking now, all the top D linemen are gonna be gone.
So you get
And
corner.
O linemen, I don't think they'll drop to where we are at.
Are we trusting our ability to draft corners still? Or yet anymore?
I mean, I think we have to, if we're gonna draft a corner, we have to follow like the fucking prototype that the Jets and the Seahawks have with like with the corners.
Okay, but it's
they've
like the
drafted
Jets got Sauce Gardner, like that was just such a lock at like top 5, you know what I mean?
I don't
All
know.
right, then follow what the Seahawks have done. They have like they have decent corners
That's true,
have
that's
kind
true,
of picked it
that's
up over
true.
the season.
How are the Eagles corners? Because then I'm looking at what Andy Weidel could bring.
They traded for Darius Slay, right? Or
Fuck.
they signed him?
Should we trade for Darius Slay?
Stupid fuck.
Yeah. Probably.
Another thing too is you could look at the safety alongside Minka. I know we like to run that 3 safety look. Terrell Edmonds has been steady the whole time he's been on the team, but I feel like KZ had a little bit more splash to the on the team. You know what I mean?
Yeah. He's a bigger ball hawk, right?
Yeah, he's a better ball hawk. My dogs are barking. I'm trying to mute.
Yeah, I mean, I'd bring back Edmonds. I like him enough to bring him back. I'm not gonna pay him crazy amount of money, but I think 4 or 5 mil a year would be serviceable for him.
I think the problem with Edmonds was never that like he wasn't good. It's just that he never lived up to like his draft capital. It's not even that like it was his draft stock because even when we first drafted him, he was always like graded as a 3rd rounder. Like everyone was like, "Damn, that's kind of a reach."
Yeah, if he was a 3rd round pick coming in and this is how he performed, you'd be more than satisfied with his performance.
I was like, yeah, this would be fucking great. Like I think Edmonds is good. He's never felt like terrible.
I don't remember
Like,
a bad
I
play
think-
from him this year.
Yeah. I think KZ is more fun. He's more of a splash play kind of guy, and I think I like him. I feel like our defense is definitely. What was that stat? Like ever since we got Charles Austin, we've had like the most interceptions in the league, or like
We've been like
we're in,
top 3
5.
the last like 4 or 5 years.
Yeah, I like KZ. I'd bring him back. I'd bring Edmonds back.
I'd
too.
like to bring both of them back. They're both going to be free agents this year, which should be interesting what we do there. But yeah,
I think if our secondary had more talent, like, or at least if our corners were more talented, like our secondary would be pretty formidable.
yeah. At the same time too, I feel like a lot of Tomlin's plan though is to get the pass rush in and not so much the secondary. I mean, honestly, you got to be ready to defend the pass though.
I think one more corner.
We need a legitimate number 1 corner to get our defense back to top 3 form. You know what I mean? Like we were so good when we had Steven Nelson and Joe Hayden. That's when we were top 3, top 2.
Levi Wallace and Sutton, and then
One
those
more.
3 safeties.
You have Millette at your 4, and then you have 3 good safeties.
Yeah. I like Norwood too as that.
Oh, a nice utility piece, depth, special teams. I think what were we giving secondary, like B plus?
Yeah, B plus. Safety's
I
probably
feel good
A.
about it.
Safety's A plus.
Yeah, if we're grading safeties individually, A.
Corners I give
definitely.
them a B minus, C plus. Safety's A plus. I guess that's all our positions. I guess the D coordinator. I don't know what to say, because Tomlin calls the defense.
who's the
Does he
D
still call the
coordinator?
defense?
Apparently,
I don't know. Is Brian Flores really the main?
he's an armchair main, huh?
I don't know.
He's a system main.
Hard to grade DC when you don't know who the DC is.
Who's calling shots?
Are we gonna? Is our DC a 3-headed dragon?
You would think they'd be better and be able to not miss a beat when Watt got injured. I don't know, dude. That's the thing. That's my main
Nah, you
thing
can't-
about Tomlin this
you
year
don't-
and how he handled the QB
You don't replace
situation.
Paul like that.
You don't.
It's
You
like-
don't.
You're like that's like trying to replace like Prime Brady. Like,
Okay,
oh,
but
you
at
have
the
Matt
same
Castle.
time too, like, why did Zach Wilson have a fucking field day against us?
Fuck.
Whatever. It's fine, you know. That was last year. We're looking at 2023. Schedule looks not as bad. I think we saw the power rankings. 5 of the bottom 7 teams we play, which should be fun. What games are we looking towards next year as we to end the show here?
Chargers, the Rams, the Raiders.
Rams, Raiders. I'm down with that.
Yeah, that'd be sick. Just because those are the most fun to go to.
LA and Vegas next year. We'll catch y'all then. Until then, I think next week we'll have another episode out. We're planning on doing our dream off season for the Pittsburgh Steelers on our next episode. Thank you guys for tuning in. It's been a fun year. I think this marks a year since our first episode. I remember we recorded our first one after getting destroyed by the Chiefs. Any closing remarks, fellas?
I mean, solid season. Feeling satisfied. I guess it's like a little bit of blue balls, you know, with like wanting the playoffs, but also wanting, you know, a good pick, and you kind of end up with neither.
Playoffs would have been fun. At 17 though, I can't complain. Whatever. I feel a lot better knowing we have the 32nd. You know what I mean? That makes the sting not that bad. Until next time, guys. Though, we're good, right?
Yeah.
All right. Peace out.